Did the State Department alter video of one of its press briefings to cover up deception by the Obama administration on its Iran negotiations? Questions from Fox News Chief Washington correspondent James Rosen back in 2013 were omitted from the department's tape archives. Here's what the edited version said.
There are remaining concerns that we have, as you all are familiar with, whether it's their involvement in support of the regime in Syria or humanitarian issues, and so that has not changed that.
The Obama administration says we...
So what was cut out? Roughly 8 minutes of video, including a response from then State Department spokeswoman Jen Psaki admitting that sometimes the press needs to be misled to accomplish administration goals. This is what originally was on the tape.
James, I have no new information for you today on the timing of when there were any discussions with any Iranian officials.
Let me try it one last way,
Okay.
Jen, and I appreciate your indulgence.
Sure.
Is it the policy of the State Department where the preservation of the secrecy of secret negotiations is concerned to lie in order to achieve that goal?
James, I think there are times where diplomacy needs privacy in order to progress. This is a good example of that.
The State Department is blaming the deletion on a glitch.
Oh, please.
But a lot of people aren't buying it, obviously Kimberly. And that includes James Rosen himself. He joins us now. James, thanks so much. James, let me just begin by asking, how did you discover that this material had been deleted from the archives?
Well, great to be with you, Juan, and the rest of you guys up there. Because this New York Times profile this past weekend of Ben Rhodes caused so much controversy, the New York Times essentially accusing Ben Rhodes of deceiving the American people about the timing and origins of the Iran nuclear talks, which was essentially what I had been getting at in that very briefing. We decided to cover the Ben Rhodes story, and I said to my producer, I want you to get these 2 briefings, one where they lied to me, and one later on when I confronted them about it. And guess what? My producer came back and said the part where you're supposed to be asking the question, there's a white flash and the whole thing is edited out. We couldn't believe it.
Well, you know, given what you've been through, I just think, wow, James Rosen is really nailing him. Good job. Kimberly.
Yeah, it's really impressive. It just goes to show you, great journalist, and you haven't had it easy with them. Let me tell you, their particular fixation on you. But when you started to hear about this story, you were pretty certain that you had asked this series of questions. What was the first thing that came to mind?
Well, the original lie. You see, back in February 2013, I got a tip that the United States, the Obama administration, was conducting direct, secret, bilateral talks with Iran. So I showed up at the State Department briefing room. I asked the then briefer, this is February 2013, Victoria Nuland, point blank if that was true, and she said, and the kind of government-to-government contacts you're talking about? No. From the podium, she said that. Those talks were ongoing for more than a year at that point. When those talks were finally disclosed, I went back 10 months later to confront, and yes, a bit torment, Jen Psaki with it. I knew that the facts were on my side, and eventually Jen Psaki admitted that what had happened. It's just stunning to me that they would think they could get away with this deletion. They deleted it not only on their website where they archive all the videos of the briefings, but on their State Department YouTube channel as well. And the record we've tracked a little bit shows that most likely this was exactly the way the briefing was put up 3 years ago.
Wow.
Let me go to Eric.
Appalling.
So I'm listening to this, James, and you know, I agree with Jen Psaki that sometimes the diplomacy needs a little privacy. I think that's clear. However, the part where they cut out the question and then throw it away, and then, as you said, they cover their trail on the internet as well. They covered it everywhere. Therein lies the problem. There goes the transparency. But you know, how could she have handled your question without giving away the fact that they were in some talks that maybe they didn't want the public to know about?
You're talking about the original briefing
Right.
with Victoria Nuland. So the briefer has many options at her disposal in such a setting. She could simply say no comment, right? You know, it's okay to spin. We all understand that spinmeisters have been on the White House payroll for 50 years now. But the forbidden zone for the briefer, standing at the podium where the seal of the State Department rests right there for the whole world to see, live in real time, the forbidden zone is lying. You're not allowed to outright deceive from that podium. And that's where they strayed into the forbidden zone. I might just add one more thing, Eric. You know, I might agree with you that secret negotiations might have to be kept secret. We might even agree there could be situations where lying about that might be permissible. But there are other lies in connection with this whole business about the lies of the substance of the Iran deal. Not just the timing, the origins, and when they were ongoing. There were lies told about what's actually in the deal, and that continues to this day.
Let's go to our own spokeswoman, Dana Perino.
So one of the things she could have done, James, would be to say no comment from the podium and then call you up later, ask you, hey, come to my office and say, look, when there's something I can tell you, I will tell you it. I promise you that. And then you probably wouldn't have this problem. I have two questions. Do you think that the communications team knew this was happening, or will they blame it like on an intern or lower-level staffer who was trying to protect them? I know they say it's a glitch. That is not going to hold up. The second thing I want to know is, have you had any reaction from your colleagues, the other reporters in the briefing room, maybe even from other networks or newspapers who might be sympathetic? Has anybody asked the State Department besides you about this issue?
Well, quite felicitously, Dana, we can answer both of those questions at once.
We've never had that word on this show.
Have me back. There'll be more. The State Department press corps, for the past 2 days, yesterday and today, in the briefings, has been asking about it with no prompting from me or from Fox News. Matt Lee, who is for the Associated Press, kind of the dean of the State Department press corps, was openly sarcastic about this explanation of a glitch, saying, gee, of all the briefings, there's only one time this glitch has happened, and 8 minutes are gone, and it's all of Rosen's questioning. Today they followed up, and they said, or you said yesterday you're going to look into how this happened, and today they said they're still looking into it. I think they're hoping it'll go away.
All right, my personal spokesman, Tom Shalhoub.
Okay, Rosen, I remember the Nixon tapes from when I was a kid. Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman played Woodward and Bernstein. Who is going to play Rosen in All Jen's Men?
Oh, look at that.
Well, I don't want to be big-headed about this, but I think Zac Efron perhaps could play James Rosen, or maybe Robert
Gosling.
Downey.
How about Ryan Gosling?
I'm with you on this.
Just go with Bradley Cooper. Just go right to the top.
Straight A-list.
James, thank you so much. And we hope that this plays out, because I don't think anybody's buying the glitch argument, so we'll see how it goes. But they should be held accountable, no question.
And we'll have him back.
We can talk to James again, and he'll bring us big words again, Kimberly.
Yes.
All right, still to come, a major